Happy hump day, everyone. In this week's video, we're gonna run and gun a little bit differently here. We have a straight up unboxing of 1,000,000 baby snakes on their birthdays. This is awesome. I can't wait to check these out. Okay, now this is kind of my side passion project right now. These are African house snakes. These are all actually Cape African house snakes. So that's Boeden capensis. So let's check some of these out. Okay, jumping right into this one, we have some high percentage KZN reds. That stands for KwaZulu-Natal. It's like a national park. Oh, they're just barely hatching. Look at these guys cut. So they produce like a dark red, kind of a brick red color in the snakes that they have. The parents of these, like the original ancestry of them, are these brick red KZN animals, and then they were bred into the T positive albinos for a couple of generations. So when you get that brick red together with the dark T positive albino, you get these really deep, rich red snakes that are gorgeous. You're being all shy, come back out. Come on, we want to see you. These things grow up and almost look like our logo. They're like that color orange. Let's jump over to the next one. Now this one's got a little bit of a surprise. We got Pam and Munch's babies here. These are going for Hypo Blue-Eyes. So the blue eye is kind of like a blue-eyed leucistic, but it's a really dark purple one, and hypos. So Munch is actually a Hypo Blue-Eye, really beautiful polka dotted purple. Oh, looks like Barney the dinosaur or something. And then the mom was a double het. But what the heck is this? Guys, this is what they call a T negative albino. That's a total surprise. We weren't supposed to have any albinos in this breeding at all. It's crazy they call it a T negative when it's that dark in the eyes and everything. They don't look like a true albino, but that's what's called a T negative albino. So over here, let's see. This would be the blue eye, I think. And these hatch super dark, but they turn a very, very light gray as they grow up. And it doesn't look like I got any hypos in this clutch. So look how crazy this clutch is. I'm supposed to get Hypo Blue-Eyes. I've got a blue eye here. I don't have any hypos unless I think maybe this albino is actually a hypo, making it a sun glow, because here's another albino that's a lot darker. Look at the patterns on these though, even this normal one, which I guess would now be a pos triple het, or it would be a double het Hypo Blue-Eye pos het T negative albino. Look at that pattern. Crazy, like barbed wire racing stripes going down the back that break into some little bubbles going down the sides. Look at those little bubbles. Isn't that cute? You are cute. The little albino sibling has the same kind of thing going on with the racing stripes. All the patterns in these are completely just polygenic. It just means like you can selectively breed for them and they come out. A lot of the imported house snakes have very, very low pattern, but after a couple generations, like obviously these have a lot, you get some crazy patterns going on. All right, let me show you. This is two clutches of, I was saying they're like not a true albino. These are true albinos. This is called a Bushveld albino. And I got two different clutches here. So we got Smarts and Mud, and then we've got ODB and Cora's babies. So let's take a look here. Oh, they're still coming out. Look at the little noses coming out for their first breath. There's a wild type, and there's an albino. But take a look at these albinos compared. Now remember, those last ones we looked at were called a T negative albino, but they're nothing like this. Look at those eyes. The eyes are just completely the same sherbet orange. I mean, this thing looks like a Starburst candy or something. And the eyes are the same color as the body and the rest of the snake. Look at this one. This one's really pretty too. So this one's got the cutest little face mask. Come here, kid. A lot of these house snakes have these little eye stripes. Hi, buddy. Come here. Oh, not you. Stick around, stick around. Look at these little guys. Oh, they're like little earthworms. These things are so tiny. Look at how bright white the stripes going through but there's these like just brilliant peachy orange ones. So this is Smarts times Mud. This is really exciting because Mud, as her name suggests, was just a brown snake. She was pos het for this new line of albino. These are the rarest albinos that you can get in house snakes. And then we've got ODB times Cora over here. Check these out. This is a different breeding. Now these ones look like they actually came out a couple days ago because they're starting to go into blue. But same type of albino. Ooh, and we really hit the odds on these ones if you want those new albinos. Look at them. So cute. Like I said, they're going into blue, so they look almost pinkish right now. And those eyes, just like absolutely devoid of pigment. Really cool looking. And these really, if we take a look at an adult Bushveld albino, the color on these continues to develop, believe it or not, as they grow. So the adults have lots of reds and oranges that you can actually selectively breed for, again with the patterns and stuff like that. And some of the adults are super, super vibrant from these Bushveld albinos, but they always have that extra bright albino look. Okay, how about Wassa and Army? This should be another T-positive albino breeding. Oh, look, 2 little eggs. And these are the high percentage KZNs. So this snake already, this wild type, you can tell, has like a reddish wash to her. Look at that belly, all bright red, unlike some of these other ones over here that were like dark, dark brown, like a super deep chocolate brown, almost black. These ones are light and bright with a ton of red in the color. So it's really showing off that KZN influence. These ones I think are now 4 generations, so there's of selective breeding for the KZN look, and these are 75% KZN T-positives and Het T-positives. Let's look at the T-pos albino. So cute. So again, they're gonna continue to develop into the deep, rich reds, but you can see the eye color as opposed to the Bushveld albinos. These guys have almost green eyes. They have like a dark ruby pupil, but this snake is going to become one of the most intense orangey red snakes that you can find. Now we've been breeding pattern into this bloodline because the KZNs are typically fairly patternless. And it's funny, instead of the stripes or the big spots, they get almost a granity looking appearance. It's kind of like pattern trying to go onto a patternless snake. So it's been really fun to see that it doesn't wash together, it just changes the pattern altogether. Looks almost like a granite Burmese python, but not quite, because there is actually one pattern mutation, you know, that is like well-known, established, whatever, that we know of in the Cape house snakes, and that's the marble. So this is super exciting because we bred one of our Het marble adults to a pos Het marble, and we got it. Now I think that this mutation could actually also be considered the first incomplete dominant mutation in house snakes. This is a very, very new project. So what I would love to do is breed it to a real high contrast animal so that this pattern continues to come out. Again, tons of striping and bubbles and things like that, but it has a very almost spotted python Antaresia look to them. And then of course we have the homozygous marble. This is outrageously exciting. Stick around here, buddy. I want to remember what you're pos het for because I can see it all day long. Stay right there. Stay right there. Okay. This, guys, is the actual marble. So it actually brings out the background color that would be the pattern. So a lot of times you have like a little stripe or that little eye stripe and it's a lighter color. Look how this whole snake is basically a lighter color with only a little bit of the back of the darker color on it. If you check out her head, she's got no eye stripes at all. It's completely just blasted. Most beautiful look. Now, of course, if you look at my skin, I might be biased. She looks like a party being thrown under a disco ball. I love, too, the fact that it flips the pattern where usually with these house snakes, you have that dark brown base and maybe they have some nice lighter coloring. These snakes are all lighter coloring with little bits of black patterning. So as we put them into some of these different color mutations, it's gonna have that real light base. And then the dark part of the pattern would be the little speckles. So imagine having like a, for example, if we did a KZN T-positive albino version of these, you would have those brick red little speckles on this light silver background. It might even be more of a white by throwing it into the albino. Or can you imagine if we did that with like these Bushvelds? What would that even look like? It should be incredible. So again, they're a flip. If you look at these albinos here, they have a bright yellow eye stripe and then the rest of the body is pink. That should make this one's base, the eye stripe color, so it'd be like a bright yellow snake with pink polka dots. But that's all just theory. I don't know that. This is just observations based on some of the breedings that we're doing here with these African house snakes. These guys are super cool. They're almost unknown. Some of these brand new mutations like these marbles are still really expensive because there's only a couple of them in the world. But some of the albinos, the hypos, a lot of these capensis for the normals are awesome animals. And I think they're just gonna take the reptile world by storm. Super cool first snake to have. And I am having so much fun breeding all the different looks. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. I had so much fun checking out all these little baby house snakes. And I'd love to just shout out the guys I got these from is Bushveld Reptiles. So you gotta go talk to Warren and Nicole if you wanna get some of these of your own. They're so freaking cute. Jeremy, you wanna hold a marble? It's a marble. You can do it, buddy. Pretend like it's worth $10,000. There you go. Hello, little one. You are so cute. Goodbye.